Hello, Form 5 Biology, Chapter 1, Video number 4, in your notes, page number 4. Okay, how are you? How ma? So, our new title, permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue, they grow and become permanent tissue, 变成永久性的组织。Okay, so we continue our story 啦，故事继续讲。来 follow me. Okay, sometimes I repeat just for one reason, to make you remember again and again, to remind you again and again. Or in Chinese, 把它落在你的脑里面，印在你的脑里面，抓在你的脑里面，给你的 concept 好好讲话，越来越准 ，understand? Okay, so I repeat again. 不过我一 repeat 过后就有新东西了，明白吗？这种叫教书，会晓不？袂晓的啦，路 ，OK。So plant at the beginning, they're having the meristematic tissue. 它们有分解组织 ，and all the tissue actively divide to produce a new cell for growth. 这些分解组织一直分解变成新细胞 ，so the plant can grow. By any example of meristematic tissue, number one, apical meristem. 第一种就是 apical meristem, 尖端的分解组织 ，OK。And as any example, root apex 根的后面。Or maybe shoot apex 嫩芽的后面 ，okay? And beside the apical meristem, actually we're having another type of meristem called lateral meristems. Lateral meristem, or we just directly call it as cambium tissue. 直接称为 cambium tissue, okay? So these are the meristematic tissue. So meristematic tissue, they undergo the process called what? 它们进行什么过程呢 ？Okay, cell differentiation, specialization, finally become the permanent tissue， 就变成永久性的组织。Yeah, still remember? So permanent tissue, they are the tissue that undergoing cell differentiation 分化 ，or they are already differentiated， 它已经分化好了。And for permanent tissue, we can separate them into three groups. Okay, three categories are epidermal tissue, 外层组织 ground tissue, 不会 in Chinese, I don't know, or vascular tissue, 血脉组织 So we go one by one in detail. There's still the basic, very important basic for you to start whatever title about the plants in your biology. So the first ones, okay, epidermal tissue. What is meant by epidermal tissue? The first type of permanent tissue lah, epidermal tissue. Anything special about this tissue? Please highlight. Okay, 这种组织呢叫什么呢？外层组织，给来抓咪。Okay, they cover the surface of the leaf, stem, root, flower, fruit, and seed. I mean, for whatever surface on the plant body, 植物的身体的每一个部分的表面 ，all the surface, they must be made up of epidermal tissue, 就是外层组织做的。But any example of epidermal tissue? Any example 有什么例子呢 ？Okay, so we go through the example. Number one, 第一个 ，what is this? Okay, I show you the diagram. Okay, 你看图片。好 apical meristem 刚才的 apical meristems, they undergo the growing process and finally become the permanent tissue, 变成永久性的组织。Okay, and any example of permanent tissue? Number one, epidermal tissue 外层组织 upper epidermis. Another one, lower epidermis 下面的表面 lower epidermis. Okay, so all these they are epidermal tissue, 就是外层的组织。So number one, what is this? Upper epidermis of the leaf, 叶子的表面 Upper epidermis of the leaf, 叶子的表层。And for this layer of cell, they secrete the wax layer called cuticle. 它分泌出一层蜡，叫做 cuticle. So upper epidermis. 那 what is upper epidermis? Now this layer, the transparent layer, 这一层呢 upper epidermis, epidermal tissue. Okay? Right? Or beside upper epidermis, we're having the lower epidermis as well. 也是有了。Okay, what is this? Gut cell. Gut cell actually is also on the surface of the leaf, 对不对？ Lower surface, upper surface. But this type of epidermal tissue, they undergo the cell differentiation and finally make themselves become gut cells so they can control the cytostoma. 这个就是分化过的 epidemic tissue 了，它变成更有功能了，能控制 stomach 的大小。So epidemic cell modified to form the gut cell. So gut cell is a type of epidemic cell, or it's a tissue called epidemic tissue 啦。It can control the size of the stomach. Beside the gut cell, epidemic tissue, any example, root hair cell. So some of the root cells, root epidermis, 对不对？根的表面 ，they undergo the differentiation， 它们分化 ，making the root hair 变成了很多的根毛 ，so it can increase the surface area to absorb more water， 吸收更多的水。So epidermal cells are modified to form the root hair cell. So root hair cell 啦 ，gut cell 啦 ，upper epidermis, lower epidermis cell 啦 ，they are all epidermal tissue， 它们都叫外层组织 ，OK。Cover the surface 变成植物的表面 ，so epidermal tissue 外层组织 ，gut cell is one of the example. Gut cell 本身就是一种 epidermal tissue， 一种 epidermal cell、epidermal tissue 啦。Gut cell yes. Root hair cell 呢 ，root hair cell、epidermal tissue、root hair cell 它们也形成了这种外层的组织。Root hair, where's the root hair come from?Cell differentiation 细胞分化变出来的，为什么 ？To absorb more water， 为了给它吸收更多的水分。OK， next, or beside the epidermal tissue, any other tissue, vascular tissue 血脉组织 ，vascular tissue 血脉的组织来做什么呢 ？OK。Involved in the transport of water and other substances in the plants. Yeah, in the transportations 就是用来输送东西的血脉组织。But just having two example， 有两个 example. Number one will be xylem tissue. Xylem tissue, okay. Or how is the xylem tissue? What is the function of this xylem tissue? 它的功能是什么呢 ？Transport water and mineral. Transport water and mineral salts from the root to the leaf. 输送水分。And also for support lah, mechanical strength and support. Okay, highlight if you want, you can highlight. But remember, today I'm not going to discuss the xylem tissue in 100% detail. I just simply go through. You know why? Because our special title, the details for xylem tissue will be in Form 5 Chapter 4, Transport System in the Plant. 第4课才真正仔细的研究它，明白吗 ？So today I just simply go through 啦。You maybe just know xylem tissue is a tissue that transport the water and mineral. They provide the support to the plant. 明白吗 ？Okay, but how you know this is xylem tissue? 你怎样去辨认它是 xylem tissue 呢 ？Okay, 来 ，xylem tissue normally they are long， 它们都是长长一条一条的底数。Long meaning like this， 很长。这是它的切面图啊 ，cross sections long mean like this. Hollow tube. What is mean by hollow tube? So in the tube, okay, the tube is actually 100% hollow. Just like a tube, no wall between, no wall inside, 没有墙壁的。Even this is look like wall. 这个看起来像墙壁啊 ，actually no. Then there is no wall totally hollow inside the tube. Or why? 为什么会这样子呢？ So they say this is a cell, xylem cell. This is a xylem cell. When the xylem cell having the cell differentiations, they're changing the shape, you know. And after they changing the shape, they become like this. And for this type of new cell, okay, mature new cell, there's no end wall at the end of the cell. This is a cell. But at the center of the cell is hollow. 这里细胞的中间是高松的，很奇怪的细胞。There's no wall. Look like this 没有这样子，它中间是空的。So cell, xylem cell, xylem cell, xylem cell, they join together, just look like this ligand 呢，就好像这个图片 ，one cell, two cell 呢。The joint 它们的接口啊 ，but between the cell, inside the cell there is hollow, you know， 细胞里面呢是空的嘞。那一粒细胞、两粒细胞 ，but they join together become a tube 啊 ，and the tube is hollow， 空的，明白吗 ？Okay。So the tube actually from the root and they can move to the stem and go to the leaf. 这条空空的 tube 啊，从根跑到叶子上面去。And their wall, xylem tissue actually having thicker wall， 它有比较厚的墙壁啊。So lignified wall, lignified mean 木质的，加油不呀？木质的墙壁 ，lignified wall. Okay. So any special about xylem tissue? You maybe add a bit 啦。Thick wall.How you know they are xylem tissue? 你怎样知道这个是 xylem tissue? Thick wall， 它的墙壁比较 thick 的 ，lignified wall。So copy thick wall， 厚厚的墙壁。 No end wall between the cell. Cell, cell, 细胞，细胞。But it's no end wall between the cell. 细胞，细胞之间是没有墙壁的 ，hollow， 空空的。So this is silent tissue. Okay? Or sometimes the diagram will be different. 有时候图片变成不一样，你要小心啦。So cambium tissue making the silent tissue and firm tissue， 对不对 ？Silent tissue will be look here， 这边就是 silent tissue。那 hollow and lignified wall， 空空的整个 tissue， 这是切面图啊。hollow 丢 ，lignified wall 木质性的墙壁。OK，and 那。hollow, if you cut the leaf, you can see they are hollow. 里面真的是空的 ，with a thick wall， 这边有厚厚的墙壁。And on the leaf, it facing outward， 它朝上的，这个叫 silent tissue。OK， 朝上的，墙壁厚厚，中间空洞的。OK，transport the water and mineral。Another vascular tissue， 另外一种 vascular tissue。OK，what is the tissue？Firm tissue。另外一个叫 firm tissue。As a function, transport the organic nutrients such as carbohydrate. They mean transport the food lah. Transport organic nutrients. 输送有机养分啦。They mean the food from the leaf go to other parts of the plants. Okay. But how you know this is a firm tissue? 你这样辨认它是 firm tissue 呢 ？How you know? Okay. 来，那。For this type of diagram, the leaf cross section 叶子的切面图啊 ，firm tissue normally they facing downward， 它朝下的。Facing downwards. Or can you see? Okay, the wall is thinner compared to the silent tissue. 它的墙壁比较薄的。那 here, look at my computer cursor. 箭头啊，那 thick wall silent tissue, thin wall firm tissue. Okay, and at the center of the tissue, they normally draw you a lot dot. 它画一个点一个点一个点的，这个叫 firm tissue. But why? 为什么呢 ？So 为什么 firm tissue 是这样子的 ？Okay.So the wall thinner 墙壁比较薄 and between the cell actually they're having the sieve plate 细胞之间啊有一个 sieve plate 那 sieve plate to separate them 细胞之间有 sieve plate to separate them OK 它不是完全空的它一个盘呢 but the plate actually having hole 它的 plate 呢有洞的 hole 呢 here hole 啊 so 这样辨认 inner wall compared to the silent tissue。If this is a stem cross section 啊，茎的切面图，刚才那个是叶子的切面图啊。Okay, so firm tissue thinner wall compared to the silent tissue， 它的墙壁比较薄。Okay, and now between the cell, they're forming the firm tissue. They're having the sieve plate between the cell. So sieve plate with poles 有洞的 between the cell。Okay, for this cross section of the leaf, you can see the poles 啊。The dot 这个点就是它的洞来的。But Form 4 I don't talk so much 啊 ，Form 4我没有讲这样多了。You Form 5 you need this， 你需要到了。所以现在我们才来讲 ，OK？ 对吧 ？Form 4你讲多，他讲你啰嗦，因为他不想听多的了，知道吗 ？Sorry 啊 ，You Form 5 I have to go to detail， 我必须讲得很清楚。OK？So this is what we call vascular tissue. So epidermal tissue。那在这边 epidermal tissue 外层组织那 these are the example OK vascular tissue these are the example vascular tissue silent and firm tissue and others 其他的那 that fill the space between the epidermal tissue and the vascular tissue other tissue they will be called ground tissue so all the green color here 这些青色啦 for leaf 啊叶子啊all the green color structure here, all the cell, all the tissue here, we call them as ground tissue. They fill the space. 它们填满空间 ，OK？ 填满空间。So our next type of tissue, the permanent tissue will be ground tissue. 下一种 tissue 我们就称为 ground tissue。OK？ 三种罢了，表面、血脉。其他填满空间的就叫 ground tissue. So any example of ground tissue, what is their function?Fill up the space between the epidermal and vascular tissue. 它填满外层跟血脉组织之间 ，OK， 这种就叫 ground tissue. Any example? Spelling 啊，很难，很多人写不出。Parenchyma tissue. OK. I tell you what is this from 4我就讲啊，没有用的，不重要的。But this year 今年就不一样了，很重要。Parents Karma OK。So how you know they are parents karma tissue? 它的功能是什么呢 ？Number one, parents karma tissue. They are the ground tissue, but normally with a thin wall. Thin wall, 它的墙壁比较薄。And the cell for the parents karma tissue normally will having the large vacuole. 它通常有大大力的 vacuole. Okay? Any example? 有什么 example 呢 ？Yeah, any example? 那 plant ground tissue, vascular tissue.然后 epidermal tissue and others that fill the space 其他填满空间的都叫 ground tissue. But any example of the ground tissue? Parenchyma 第一种硬膜比较薄的墙壁 and the cell with the large vacuole 这些细胞的 vacuole 比较大。Any example 最出名的 example 呢 ？This layer called epidermal upper epidermis 外皮外层 and this layer will be the periset mesophyll cell. Still remember?那这一种就是 parenchyma tissue 来的 periset cell they're forming the periset they're forming the parenchyma tissue 啦那这种组织这边就是了那这一层parenchyma OK parenchyma normally the cell is bigger wall thinner 它水比较多的 or they're having the chloroplast 大致上Spongy mesophyll cell, still remember? Spongy mesophyll, periset mesophyll 这种在表层下面的 ground tissue 就叫 parenchyma tissue. Okay? Another type of ground tissue we call parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue. Okay? How you know? Normally, when they're drawing the cell having the shape 有形状的 polygonal 六角形的形状还是7、8角形的形状 don't care and the wall thicker 它的墙壁会比较薄 parenchyma okay forget for this parenchyma tissue normally they're having the chloroplast they can conduct the photosynthesis 他们进行光合作用 they also provide support 他们也提供 support parenchyma the wall thicker 它的墙壁比较厚它的细胞大致上有形状 they provide support 它们大致上 provide support OK parenchyma have a look 我们看看一下 ground tissue 填满植物身体里面的空间的 ground tissue 那 parenchyma normally bigger thinner wall parenchyma with the shape 有形状的 support 这个光合作用加 support 这种 normally support only 啦 OK parenchyma with the shape 有形状的 OK 这种叫 parenchyma here parenchyma here OK parenchyma 那 the wall thinner 墙壁比较薄 parenchyma 墙壁比较厚 normally for support 填满空间 OK another one the wall thicker even compared to the parenchyma tissue parenchyma tissue 墙壁更厚的墙壁应该是最厚了 parenchyma 下一个 ground tissue parenchyma here 这边 parenchyma 那 here So where can you get the tissue? They can be anywhere. 它可以是任何地方。But here maybe parenchyma. 这边可能是 parenchyma. 可能吧啦。parenchyma 这边叫 parenchyma. It can be anywhere. Depends on the bun. 你不要问我它躲在哪里。你看到墙壁更厚，然后更小，更密密麻麻，就是 parenchyma. OK? 讲人啊。parenchyma. The wall thinner, the shell bigger, vacuole bigger. Normally for photosynthesis and support.parenchyma, the shell may become with the shape and the wall thicker, parenchyma, thicker wall, thicker 最厚的墙壁，明白吗 ？parenchyma 大大力的墙壁薄薄 ，parenchyma 墙壁比较厚 ，parenchyma the wall thicker 它的墙壁特意很厚 ，OK 这三种 ground tissue they fill the space between the other tissue 了。那 the last one.Parenchyma tissue thickens. For me, I think this is the thickest. 这种是最厚的 ，provide support 也是 provide support 用的。So these are all the basic permanent tissue in the plant body. 植物身体里面的 basic permanent tissue 啦 ，they come from meristematic tissue. You know the story? Yes, very good. So now you're having the basic. We're going to discuss in more detail for you to go SPM exam. So continue in the next video. See you. Bye bye. Okay, good.